Am I doing it right? Is it Jean-Claude Van Damme or Jean-Claude Van Damme? It's Jean-Claude Van Damme. Have you heard the surprising news about Jean-Claude Van Damme? The action star, famous for his epic fight scenes and unforgettable films, has been through some unexpected changes lately. In this video, we'll explore the latest twists in his life, from personal struggles to career choices that have kept fans buzzing. Stay tuned to find out what's really going on with this legendary actor. You won't want to miss it. The journey of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Born in Berchem-Saint-Agathe, Brussels, Belgium, on October 18, 1960, Jean-Claude Camille François van Varenberg had an interesting background. While his mother worked as a florist, his father balanced occupations as an accountant and owner of a flower store. Growing up in a bilingual environment, he spoke French and Dutch. His mother was Flemish, and his father came from Brussels. Van Damme grew up Roman Catholic, but his rich cultural background comes from his paternal grandmother being Jewish. At 10 years old, his father observed his son was little and bashful and started his path into martial arts. He signed Van Damme up for a Shotokan karate school to help him become more confident. His life would be turned around with this choice. He worked hard to learn Shotokan karate, then added kickboxing to his repertoire. He had acquired his black belt by 18, a major turning point that would provide him to the fiercely competitive martial arts scene. But Van Damme wanted to look the part, as well as be a martial artist. Showing off his amazing body, he won the Mr. Belgium bodybuilding title at 18. His commitment was not limited here. At 16, he started 5 years of ballet training. He thought one could manage any sport if one could withstand the demanding ballet training. His balance, precision, and flexibility, all of which would be crucial in his martial arts career, were enhanced by this instruction. Apart from Shotokan and kickboxing, he experimented in Taekwondo and Muay Thai. Van Damme developed a remarkable record in martial arts, accumulating 44 wins with just 4 losses between 1976 and 1980. December 26, 1979, was one of his finest days on the Belgian karate team that took home the European Karate Championship. This triumph confirmed his mastery of martial art. Over 3 demanding days, Van Damme also showed his tenacity in the Challenge Coupe des Espoirs karate tournament against 20 to 25 opponents. Though he came close to losing the finals against his teammate Angelo Spataro, his will was evident. Later on March 8, 1980, he squared off against his former teammate Patrick Tugels in much awaited game. Tugels had before twice defeated Van Damme, but Van Damme was anxious to prove himself once more. Van Damme achieved a technical knockout by delivering a strong kick to Tugels' nose in the first round in an amazing turnabout. Later on, he said that this game, a true career turning point, was his most unforgettable one. Beginning his full contact career under the tutelage of Claude Guts in 1977, Van Damme compiled an incredible 18 victories, all by knockout, against only 1 loss. His knockout ability made him a strong weapon in the martial arts field. Van Damme looked up Hollywood icons including Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Lee, and Charles Bronson as he neared manhood. Motivated by them, he pursued acting to combine his love of performance with his martial arts background. Though determined, Van Damme had a difficult early life. English wasn't the language used at home. His family spoke French and Dutch. Watching cartoons like the Flintstones taught him English. Eventually, his language abilities developed and supported his worldwide career. In 1979, Van Damme had a little uncredited part in a Belgian-French drama film called Woman Between Wolf and Dog. It was not glitzy, but it was his first acting job. Thanks in part to Mike Anderson, editor of Professional Karate magazine, who noticed his potential, he became well known in the martial arts community by 1980. Van Damme resigned in 1982 following years of rivalry, making a major impact on the martial arts scene. To conserve money, nevertheless, he began selling flowers in restaurants, since he had to maintain his ambition of acting. People may practice karate, dance, aerobics, and bodybuilding in a gym he even built in Brussels called California Gym. The gym was booming and making roughly $15,000 every month. Even with his achievements, Van Damme yearned more. To pursue his acting career in the United States, he sold the gym. This choice perplexed his father, who could not understand why his son would give up a sports car, a profitable company, and a nice life for an unknown future in Hollywood. Van Damme, though, was determined. He wanted to follow his aspirations. He and his childhood buddy, Michelle Kissy, crossed the Atlantic in 1982. Van Damme was prepared to face the obstacles ahead, dreams in his eyes and resolve in his heart. His path was only starting, and he was eager to leave his mark on the world scene. Early challenges arriving in America. Jean-Claude Van Damme and his family had great expectations. Nevertheless, life was not simple. They worked at several jobs, doing anything they could to help themselves to make ends meet. Their first film job was as extras in the 1984 hip-hop dance flick Break In. Though their roles were minor, just dancing in the background, this was a significant step toward a Hollywood breakthrough. Around this period, Van Damme befriended venerable action actor Chuck Norris. They started sparring together, which improved Van Damme's martial arts abilities and created fresh opportunities for him. At his bar, Woody's Wharf, Norris offered Van Damme a bouncer job. This gig, along with other employment, helped Van Damme make ends meet. In the United States, life was hard. He had sold his gym in Brussels and made some money, but he had mostly deposited it into a European bank. He arrived with just $2,000 in his pocket. Van Damme battled to make ends meet, but he wouldn't let that stop him. He devised a running schedule every night in Santa Monica and rigorous training sessions at the well-known Gold's Gym to keep physically and psychologically fit. This schedule kept him motivated and concentrated even in trying circumstances. Driven to land in Hollywood, Van Damme actively participated in casting calls and tryouts. He also followed a certain ritual for this. Every Wednesday, he would get a copy of Drama Log magazine, which highlighted forthcoming casting calls and auditions. Then, on Thursday mornings, he distributed his CV and picture to as many venues as he could. He was prepared to go to great lengths to be noticed, even if it meant somewhat distorting the truth. He once phoned movie companies posing as an actor from Brussels, accompanied by a wealthy Hong Kong investor. He even had a buddy participate, posing as interested in casting him in a film. This intelligent trick worked, and shortly producers began answering his calls. When Van Damme was credited as part of the stunt squad for the action movie Missing in Action in 1984, he had still another break. Made by Cannon Films, this movie stars Chuck Norris. That same year, he also starred in a comedy short film titled Monaco Forever. These little gigs gave him exposure in the film business and helped him compile a resume. With the 1986 martial arts film No Retreat, No Surrender, Van Damme made his first major impression on the motion picture business. Under the direction of Corey Ewan, this Los Angeles movie opened on May 2, 1986. Playing a scary Russian villain, Van Damme gave his first significant Hollywood performance. Kurt McKinney played young American kid Jason Stillwell, learning karate to save his dojo from Van Damme's character. For Van Damme, this role was a vital stepping stone since it exposed his martial arts abilities and brought him to a larger audience. Fascinatingly, although Van Damme and McKinney were originally slated to star in a sequel called No Retreat, No Surrender 2. Both performers withdrew before filming started. Van Damme temporarily worked on the John McTiernan-directed movie Predator the next year, 1987. Originally cast as the titular alien creature, he would be able to depict the alien as an agile, ninja-like hunter using his martial arts knowledge. His on-set time was fleeting, though. Van Damme complained often, and even experienced fainting spells, since he thought the monster suit was extremely hot. He also objected to the notion of being on camera just in the costume, without the opportunity to highlight his face or demeanor. Soon after realizing they required a more physically strong actor to give the beast more menace, Van Damme was replaced by Kevin Peter Hall. Notwithstanding this setback, Van Damme later said he enjoyed the movie and had no regrets about losing out on the part. When Bloodsport came out in 1988, Van Damme's major break at last arrived. Made on a meager $1.5 million by Cannon Films, this movie was based on the allegedly true tale of Frank Dux. Trained in ninjutsu, U.S. Army Captain Frank Dux competes in an illicit martial arts event known as the Kumite in Hong Kong. Van Damme's performance of Dux greatly advanced his career and made him a well-known martial arts movie actor. In the spring of 1988, Bloodsport became a box office sensation, especially in the United States. Producer Marc DeSalle pointed out that Van Damme was a special martial arts star, appealing to men and women because he had an attraction that cut beyond gender. Fascinatingly, at the casting call, Van Damme was having financial trouble. During this time, he experienced major difficulties, including bouts of instability. His tenacity paid off. Bloodsport made him a strong actor in the action movie subgenre. Following the popularity of Bloodsport in 1981. 9. Cannon Films extended Van Damme other roles. These covered leads in American Ninja 3, Delta Force 2, and Cyborg. He decided to front in Albert Pyun's low-budget cyberpunk martial arts film, Cyborg. Though its budget was small, Cyborg was a movie office hit and inspired 2 successors. Van Damme did not feature in either. Later the same year, he starred in Kickboxer, another hugely popular martial arts picture with a $3 million budget grossing over $50 million. Though Van Damme did reprise a new character in the reboot series, Kickboxer launched a franchise, and Van Damme did not return for any of the 4 successors. Van Damme kept developing his career working on films like Death Warrant in 1990 and Lionheart. Lionheart demonstrated that Van Damme has the potential to be a big star, not only a flash-in-the-pan martial artist. Appealing to both feminine and gay male viewers, the picture also included a notable scene where Van Damme appeared in rear nudity, which became a trademark in his films. In 1991, Van Damme played estranged twin brothers Alex and Chad Wagner in Double Impact in a dual capacity. The movie was a box office hit, earning over $30 million in the United States. Though it received mixed reviews, Double Impact is today considered an entertaining action movie that highlighted Van Damme's ability to portray 2 different personas. The 1992 sci-fi action film Universal Soldier helped Van Damme's ascent to global recognition to be sustained. He starred in this movie with Dolph Lundgren as U.S. troops reanimated under a covert army project. Though it had a modest success in the United States, the film was a huge blockbuster internationally, generating more than $100 million overall. Though Van Damme and Lundgren had some on-set conflict, Universal Soldier confirmed Van Damme's reputation as a big action star. He starred in several hit movies over the 1990s, including Sudden Death, Time Cop, and Hard Target. To further establish his presence in popular culture, he even appeared in his own reality TV show and made brief comebacks. The Rise and Fall of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Once a powerhouse in Hollywood, Jean-Claude Van Damme was renowned for his action-packed movies and deft martial arts techniques. But once Street Fighter came out, his career veered off. Though the movie made over 99 million globally, both viewers and reviewers thought it a letdown. For Van Damme, this signaled the beginning of an array. Reports surfaced on his battles with severe addiction as his career collapsed. Van Damme acknowledged that, in his prime, drug addiction was a major problem. His addiction affected his personal life as well as his work contacts, especially on the Street Fighter set, where he had a reputation for being challenging to deal with. Stories of his missing work completely or showing up late appeared, causing significant production interruptions. Managing a star out of control frustrated the director and assistant director. Van Damme's addiction almost claimed his life, and even after trying several rehab facilities, he discovered they were useless. He finally chose to face his addiction head-on by cold turkey quitting narcotics. For Van Damme, even with the major career damage, it was not over. With the movie JCVD, he remarkably returned in 2008. He portrayed a fictionalized version of himself in this film, reflecting on his life and battles with addiction in a dramatic scene whereby he spoke straight to the camera. Helping to rebuild his reputation, this unvarnished performance was praised as among the greatest of his career. Following JCVD, Van Damme started to play more substantial parts in big-budget movies such as Kung Fu Panda 2 in 2011, The Expendables 2 in 2012, and Minions: The Rise of Gru in 2022. By demonstrating his still relevant talent and attractiveness, these roles let him appeal to fresh audiences and prove he still was a star. Drama, infidelity, and a need for stability define Van Damme's trip throughout relationships. He has had 5 marriages to 4 separate ladies. Married in 1987, Gladys Portugal, his third wife, was a bodybuilder. Together they had 2 children, Bianca Brigitte, born in 1990, and Christopher, born in 1987. But Van Damme's own decisions quickly brought problems. He started an affair with Darcy Lepere during their marriage. Later on, she became his 4th wife. They were married in February 1994 and produced a boy called Nicholas in 1995. Still married to Lepere, Van Damme had an affair with Kylie Minogue, a co-star of Street Fighter, which he first denied but subsequently came clean about in 2012. He said the bond was strong and explained it away as Minogue's beauty. Lepere was pregnant with their son Nicholas at the time and only found out about the affair when Van Damme spoke clean in front of others, thus shattering their already strained relationship. Van Damme behaved really poorly during his marriage to Lepere. He left her pregnant to concentrate on his work and party in Thailand, putting her in a terrible position. After Nicholas was born, they spent a few more years together, but finally their marriage could not take the harm, and they filed for divorce 3 years later. Apart from his stormy romances, Van Damme remarried Gladys Portugal following the divorce from Lepere, showing that there was an opportunity for fresh dedication despite past problems. They reconciled a few years after their first separation and are still together now. Van Damme's actions against Lepere revealed one of the more disturbing sides of his existence. She claimed that at times of wrath, he physically harmed her, which progressed to the point of hospitalization necessary. Fearing for her safety, she requested complete custody of their son together with significant financial support and secured a restraining order against him. Life of Jean-Claude Van Damme has been a remarkable trip with highs and lows. Once among Hollywood's best action actors, his career sank in the middle of the 1990s and was beset with personal strife. He battled addiction, experienced several divorces, and suffered with extreme mood swings. Still, he discovered a means of comeback among these challenges. Van Damme underwent a sea change when he was diagnosed with bipolar illness in the late 90s. This insight cleared the great highs and lows he had been going through. He started treatment and took the diagnosis seriously, changing his life significantly to manage his illness. Van Damme made one of the most dramatic changes, conquering drug abuse. He decided to stop narcotics cold turkey instead of going to a rehab facility, so confronted the psychological and physical difficulties of withdrawal on his own. He buried himself in rigorous exercise to control the discomfort, therefore restoring his health and enabling him to concentrate on his work. Van Damme started resurfacing in the entertainment business when he was working on his personal life. He played lesser roles in big movies in the middle of the 2000s, including voice work for Kung Fu Panda 2. But his most well-known endeavor during this time was his reality TV show, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Behind Closed Doors. The show, which featured his wife and children, provided a window into his personal life. It got great comments and signaled the beginning of his professional comeback. Van Damme's comeback was sustained with great success once he starred in The Expendables 2. With a $100 million budget and several more well-known performers, this action-packed movie made $315 million international grossing. For Van Damme, who had earlier turned down a part in the first Expendables film, this triumph was very important. Van Damme had bipolar disorder symptoms before his diagnosis, which caused severe mood swings impacting his personal life as well as his work. Commonly connected to this mental health issue, he suffered despair and drug misuse. He had controlled his symptoms by rigorous ballet and martial arts training even before his diagnosis. Van Damme changed his way of living significantly once he discovered his ailment. Trying to better control his enthusiasm and energy, he changed his eating and exercise schedules and worked on controlling his remarks. These adjustments made him feel better and raised his general quality of living. In a Rolling Stone in 2017 interviews, he said these changes made him feel far better than he had. Van Damme is still engaged in the business even if his film career might not be as well known today. Though his latest works might not be as successful as his past ones, he keeps honing his trade and gives his mental health top priority. Often preferring the peaceful setting of Thailand for some rest, Van Damme pauses from his hectic schedule to relax and rejuvenate. Van Damme has overcome numerous obstacles, yet his tenacity and will are clear-cut. His steady and personal development is demonstrated by his long-term marriage to Gladys Portugal. Having spent more than 20 years together, they have reflected his path towards a more steady and meaningful life. If you enjoyed hearing about Jean-Claude Van Damme's incredible journey and the latest updates, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting stories. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights into your favorite star